and subscribe.
Fight fans, and welcome. And today I've got a special guest with me here today, boxer, the Murtha Mexican. I finally got that one right, Gavin. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, Matt. All good. Yeah, just finished a run now, so just chilling out for the night now. Yeah.
And thanks for coming on my show. I really appreciate it, mate.
No problem at all, Matt. No problem.
Cheers. So your career so far: 22 fights, 17 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. In those fights that you've won, 5 of those were KOs. You're a former Welsh, Commonwealth, British, and European lightweight champion. A very satisfying career for you so far, and is there much more to come from Gavin Gwynne?
Yeah, like what you're saying there, but there now is just mad at what I've done. Like people, well, myself, I just thought I wasn't even going to win the British title, but I saying to my wife, like, I just kept on manifesting in my head, and it's come true, like. So, but going to your question, yeah, I think it's still a lot more from me. I know I'm 35, but I still feel young. I'm in the gym with youngsters, and I'm pushing them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a gym rat. Like I haven't got a fight date, and I'm training twice a day. Like it's just one of them things. I think it's a lifestyle for me now as well,
Yeah.
because I've done it for so long. If I don't train, I'm in a kind of mood sort of thing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's just naturally installed in you to keep the way you do.
Yeah, just keep training hard. Obviously, a former gym mate of mine, Lee Selby, he always like put it in my head. He said, "You got to be fit because they might give you like a 2 week notice fight or a 3 week notice fight. So you got to be fit and ready." And I think I've done that for my whole career since he kept on putting it in my head, like sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of my questions down the line are going to be about how you stay active and things. But the next question I was going to say to you, which you've already touched on a little bit, when you started your professional boxing career, did you always set out a goal of what you wanted to achieve? Like, did you think, I don't know, I want to become Welsh champion, and if after that I want to become Commonwealth? Did you have any goals that you set out to achieve?
The main goal for myself was to be British champion.
Okay.
I think every British fighter wants that belt because it's probably one of the nicest belts in the world. And to win it and defend it, I lost on 2 occasions trying to get it, but I prevailed on the 3rd time. But yeah, it's just one of them belts, I think, and it's so hard to get as well because the level of the fighters we got in Britain. So to win it is something special, and I think I was the first person to win it from Merthyr since the late Johnny Owen as well. So that'll go down in history now as well. Like I'll go down in Merthyr history. Like yeah.
Fantastic. Well, your last fight was in Birmingham, where I'm from, and it was against Cameron Vong. Obviously, it was a very, very controversial decision by many, especially when it was ruled a unanimous decision as well. Is there a rematch on the cards?
Yeah, it obviously it's been talked about. I wanted it straight away. I know Cameron wanted it straight away. I spoke to his father.
Okay.
He said, look, he wants to fight, but his team are steering him away from it, sort of thing. They want him to have other fights. Obviously, it's a hard fight. He's a youngster. Like you got to give him credit. Like he took the fight at only, I think it was 6 fights he had, didn't he? So you got to give the boy his props, like sort of thing. But I think it's going to happen either August, maybe September. So I'm not going to have a fight in between now. I'm just going to stay in the gym. I'm sparring Pierce O'Leary next week. I'm going up to Liverpool for a couple of days, and then yeah, just staying on the boil, staying in the gym, staying sparring and everything else. Like, yeah,
That's great to hear that the rematch looks like it will happen. I mean, a lot of boxing fans, including myself, all believe that after what happened, there should
yeah,
100% be a rematch.
yeah. But like the public know, and I think Eddie Earn knows that. So he's got to give me the rematch, and I think if he's going to invest any more money into Cameron, he's got to see him come and fight me again and beat me, sort of thing. But
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen. The way I'm feeling and how confident I was in my last performance, because I had a lot of pressure on my head in the last performance because
yeah.
everyone thought I was done. I was over the hill. Um, but I proved there's a lot more in me. Going off that last performance, like,
Absolutely, you definitely did.
yeah,
So Cameron Vong in his last fight fought Jordan Flynn, which was a
yeah,
grudge match.
yeah,
It was the end of at the end of March, and he won in the TKO seventh round.
yeah.
What was your opinion of that performance from Cameron Vong?
He was losing that fight, really. Let's be honest.
It wasn't
Um,
great from him, no, I agree.
no, like that's might have been why he changed with trainers. I don't know, but um, just like the first couple of rounds, it was just like I was thinking, "Fucking hell, what's happening here?" And
Mm,
he was getting pinged all over the place. But then obviously he settled down and started landing some big shots and got Jordan Flynn out of there. But I think Jordan come up to that weight as well, didn't he? He
yeah,
was originally was he a featherweight or a super featherweight?
I think he was featherweight, wasn't he?
So he's not a massive.
Yeah,
He's not a massive lightweight, and he's punching him out for the first couple of rounds. Like I'm a really big lightweight. Do you know what I mean? Uh,
yeah,
and when I was in there, like it was no power. Like the only way of him beating me now is to stand and trade off with me, but I don't think he's strong enough to do it because
mm,
if he tries the same thing as he done last time, the same thing was going to happen again.
mm,
Do you know what
yeah. Well, they don't call you the Murtha Mexican for nothing, do they?
I mean? I'll just stay on him punching all day. I don't get tired.
Yeah. So when you said about the rematch when it's coming, obviously it took a long time really after what's happened.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you think it was Matchroom avoiding the rematch? I mean, I've seen online Mr. Sam Jones, his manager, saying that it is a fight they definitely want to make. He put his list of fights online that he wanted to make, and that was one of them. Do you
yeah.
think it was Matchroom or?
No, it's obviously Sam, and
Mm,
he's doing a good job, and he's obviously giving him more experience before he fights me again, and he obviously needs that going off his last performance with me because 9 times out of 10, whoever you ask, they had me winning. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Even if you go on the punch stats, he didn't land enough shots on me to win the actual fight. Do you know what
mm,
I mean? Even
mm,
though maybe they were more powerful, because that was the game plan with me. Gary was saying beforehand, he said we can't be loading up with big shots because he's slippery sort of guy. Like he's in and out. You'll see him come in, and we couldn't load up the shots, so it was more of throwing more shots and hitting him more often than not. Like,
yeah. Well, it looks like Cameron Vong has changed trainers.
yeah,
He's going from Jamie Moore to Ben Davison.
yeah.
Do you see, like, with the rematch that it looks like he'd changed tactics? Do you think a Ben Davison in influence would prove a more difficult fight for you, or do you just believe that you'll have his number?
I just believe I got his number.
Mm,
Um, I don't see how changing the trainer is going to make that much of a difference. If I'm quite honest,
okay.
um, he's not going to change his punch power within a matter of a couple of months, is he?
No.
His punching style, he's not going to want to change him too much. He's got a good boxing style. Cameron's a
Yeah.
good fighter. I'm not.
He's a good
I'm
mover,
not.
isn't he? He moves
Yeah,
well.
he's a good fighter. He was just. I think they picked me at the wrong time.
Mm.
Um,
Too
I
much experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too much experience in the locker, and even this next one now, I think I just just that too much more experience in the locker. Like he fought Jordan Flynn, but Jordan Flynn hadn't fought at championship level, whereas I've had I don't know many championship fights
Yeah.
against elite level opposition, not
Yeah.
just coming up to championship level. Like so, I think that plays a big part in it as well. And
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
like I just so confident in my ability now, even with Gary, like the way he's talking in the gym and the way I'm settling into how he wants me to box. Like
Yeah.
you've seen little glimpses of it in the last fight, but I was just always reverting back to my old self, or
Yeah.
back up, hands up high and walking him down instead of
Mm.
working on my way in and throwing my combinations inside. I was doing it now and then just going off the boil again. But
Yeah.
I think in the next fight we'll see a lot more. And to be honest with you, I can see a late stoppage, if I'm quite honest, like the way I've been performing. And yeah,
Well, the first fight was a cracker. I mean,
yeah,
like I say, me and a lot of boxing fans will really, really be looking forward to that
yeah,
rematch. So
yeah. It is a good fight.
it's a good
It's a good
fight, mate.
fight. Yeah, and it's a good fight for the fans. Like it's
100%.
a good domestic dust up. Like, do you know what I
That's
mean?
what that's what we
And
like.
that's why I'm in the sport for, to entertain fans. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I love fighting. That's what I
Yeah.
love doing. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things. It's I don't know. It's just built in me,
It's
sort of
in
thing.
the blood.
It's in the blood. Yeah, yeah,
You certainly do entertain us, that's for sure. Well, you fought Mark Chamberlain on a Riyadh season card
yeah, yeah.
on the undercard of Joshua Ngannou. What was your experience of that like? And is there anything you'd have changed that night, or was it just simply he was beaten by the better man on the night?
Yeah, just one of them things. Obviously, I think it was the first like 30 or 40 seconds I got caught.
Mm.
Couldn't really see out of my eye. I had a good camp for that as well. So no, they just got beat by the better man. I think
Yeah.
it was his night, and that's it. Like, but I know he's moved up a weight now. I think he was struggling at the weight. Out there he looked a bit dry, if I'm quite
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But he did carry a bit of power. So hopefully that will carry up now towards 10 stone. Yeah, and I think
Mm.
he'll do good things as well because he's a nice guy as well, Mark.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more for Mark Chamberlain to do, and I agree with you what you said about that fight, the way it started, and that. So fair play for that assessment of it. Well, sticking with Saudi and a fighter in your weight division who made his Saudi debut, Josh Padley, was
Yeah,
drafted in very late to replace Floyd Schofield against
yeah,
Shaka Stevenson for his world title chance. Totally off the cup, unexpected. If we ever had a case of stay ready and stay active, this was surely it. And of course, Josh went on to has now got a contract with Matchroom.
yeah.
As regards when you look at Josh Padley and the opportunity he's had to be called up very late like that, do you always, we touched upon it earlier, but do you always keep in fight ready shape for ever a call like that came?
Yeah, I think you gotta be. This goes out to every like professional. Like I think all coaches try and instill it, and obviously you get the odd one who's he'll have a fight and then he thinks he's Floyd Mayweather. He's going on holidays, out on the drinking, on the piss for weeks,
Mm,
and like you can't do that. You
no.
only got a short career. You gotta live in the gym and like obviously look at Josh now, and he's probably had a massive payday from
Oh, yeah.
and and a contract with Matchroom, like, do you know what I mean? And he gave a good account of himself on only how many days was it? 5 days was it? Or
Yeah, it
6?
was really, really ridiculously short. I think it
Yeah,
might have been less
so
than that. Yeah, it was
yeah,
madness.
fair play to him for taking it, and he had a good performance against Mark Chamberlain as well. Like
Yeah, it did.
he's a good fighter, and but I think they'll have him at super featherweight. I think that's the weight for him.
Mm,
That's the weight he's going to box at. Obviously, with the right amount of time for camps and tidy nutritionist.
yeah.
I think he'll be good for that weight. Like, I think he's maybe a little bit too small for lightweight at like championship level, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, as regards Josh Padley.
Yeah,
Obviously, if he doesn't step up, is that a fight that you'd entertain in the future?
yeah, of course. Like I'll fight anyone, whoever
I
they
know.
they can just ring me tonight. They go, "You're fighting in 2 weeks, yeah? No problem. Just send me how much and where to, and send me the train tickets. I'll be here."
Hats off to you.
Yeah, but I think that goes to for any fighter. With all fighters, like as long as it's got to be a worthwhile while as well. We're not doing it for
Absolutely.
free. Obviously, it's our jobs at the end of the day, so we want to get paid for it as well. So as long as it works beneficial in our thing, we'll entertain any fight.
Absolutely. Well, the one last thing I want to touch upon is we mentioned it a little bit earlier. Is you said about what, like when fighters have losses and about how people think they're done. I mean, you've had 4 losses in your career, 1
Yeah.
draw. Does it, as a boxer, annoy you when you see, for example, social media posts or hear through the media, whatever, social media, that, oh, a fighter's done now, that's their 4th loss, they're done? Does it frustrate you as a fighter?
Do you know what? It does because it's the Floyd Mayweather effect.
Mm.
Obviously, you've got a couple of elite fighters that have had a couple of losses, but they've come back and been world champions. Like obviously, Lee Selby is one of them. He had a loss early on in his career and then bounced back from that and won a world title. Miguel Cotto. There's loads of fighters you can just like you go. It's just because of Floyd Mayweather. He's made this so
Bear
thing
with me,
for
signal.
professional fighters. Have we got it back? Yeah, all good. Can you hear me? The professional boxing, like, do you know
Yeah, I think we caught the last bit of that then.
what I mean?
Yeah, so basically, as to sum it up, as a fighter, to hear like the 4 losses on your record, to say that you're done. I mean, when you look at fighters like Derek Chisora as well, I mean, I think is
Exactly.
it 13 he's had or something like that, and he's still coming. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got his big last fight to come as well. So
yeah, exactly. Like MMA got it right, like the UFC got it right. A couple of losses don't mean nothing in UFC. As long as you're putting on entertaining fights, you're entertaining the fans, and that's what the fans want to see. Not like someone going to 15-0. We haven't boxed anyone. Like like I've said it before in interviews, like we need more fighters like Cameron Vong, who's fighting people like me on their 6th fight, because it's better for the fans and it's so much easier to sell tickets as well when
yeah,
you're going in there against 50-50 fights, and that's how it should be. I think we'll have so much better boxers out there because they tested early on in their career and they'll bring them on like 10 times quicker than anyone will. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. I think when I had a trainer, Mark Tibbs, on before, I asked him that same question. It's
Yeah,
nice to hear the answers from a fighter as well, because you hear it a lot in boxing, and obviously I'm on active on social media, particularly X
yeah,
talking boxing, and you do
yeah.
see a hell of a lot where so many fans are saying, "Oh, that fighter's done now," and you think it's not all about world titles. It's
No,
domestic level, it's small hall, everything counts, doesn't it?
of course, yeah. Like, and some people will never get to world level, and hand on heart, I know that I'll never get to world level, but
Mm.
I've been to European level. I know how much that takes, and I know I can go back there,
Yeah,
so to speak. But like you get a lot of fighters will only get to like I don't know domestic level, aerial title levels, but so what?
yeah.
It don't matter as long as you tried your best, sort of thing. You give your all in here. You're entertaining the fans. Do you know what I mean? We're not all going to be world champions, and that's. I know that's harsh, but that's the truth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just honesty is the best policy, and that's
Yeah,
correct. And like I say, like small hall, domestic level, everything in boxing, like you say, you want to entertain the fans. And you know
yeah.
what? As
Like
fans that see, like yourself, that put on
yes,
entertaining fights, we're not all about world championship fights. You know what I mean?
no,
One of them.
exactly that. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your time, Gavin. I really, really appreciate it, and it's nice to hear that the rematch is going to be done soon. So we'll look out for that announcement.
And the new is gonna be, and the
And the
new.
new, and
Yes.
that'll be an exclusive on my channel that everyone will know the rematch is coming. So
Yes.
really, really appreciate your time, Gavin. Thanks very much,
Thank you, Dad. Thank you
and
very much.
and
Cheers.
good luck with the rematch, and keep training.
I appreciate that. Nice one. Cheers, bud.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Bye.